These days, you can pretty much search anything on YouTube and Google and have a tutorial pulled up in just minutes that'll show you exactly what you're looking to do. This was the case when I was 18, trying to decide if I was going to go to college or not. I figured out how to learn the software on my own, watching tutorials. But the problem was I couldn't make good art, and I was always insecure about what I did make. Tutorials are like learning how to drive. Foundation studies are learning how to become a mechanic and understanding how to drive, but also how to fix the vehicle when it's broken. An experienced artist knows why they make the creative decisions they make. It's not guesswork to us. If you'll indulge my metaphor one step further, I'll say that this course will be doing 3 things. 1, teaching you how to drive, knowing software and the basics, right? 2, teaching you where to drive, how to navigate your career. And 3, teach you how to fix and maintain your vehicle, the principles that make up great art. We'll start with the foundation studies, where I'll teach you essential principles of creating amazing art consistently, properly, so that you can know the rules, and when you want, you can intentionally break them. No more second guessing your choices, no more insecurity around not being qualified, no more imposter syndrome. Your mastery begins now. To become good, you need to begin. To become great, you need to know where to begin. Many times with authors, it takes weeks or months to craft the first few sentences of their book, right? It's why it takes a painter so long to prepare and think and plan before even making one brush stroke. That's why as a designer, I spend more time scribbling around in a notebook than tooling around in After Effects. The problem I see a lot with junior designers is they don't plan enough before starting. For the experienced designer, it begins with strategy and then moves into an experimentation of elements. My workflow typically begins with a small write-up about the project in general, asking important questions such as, who is this for? Where are they going to see it? What is the emotional response desired? These kinds of questions help set the scene for what I make and why I make it. Imagine if I was hired to make a movie, and before I wrote or purchased a script, before I planned out any of the narrative or scenes or story arc, I went and I hired celebrity talent to star in it. We're not even sure what the gender of the lead role will be yet, but I went out and signed somebody anyway. It's ridiculous, of course. It's the same way with diving right into software and trying to create something from nothing without any clear direction. In this next video, I'll introduce you to limitations and how sometimes for the artist, less is more. I've found for me and several other creatives I know who are world class at what they do, we thrive under pressure and rules. In this video, I'll give you 5 essential limitations to adhere to while creating commissioned work. Think about this. You're staring at a blank sheet of paper. It's staring back at you with limitless possibilities. You can use a pen, a pencil, chalk, charcoal, anything you can write with. Any color you can think of anywhere on the sheet. And then you can draw any number of things on the sheet. It can be overwhelming. A junior designer might begin by getting inspiration on Pinterest or Behance. But for an experienced designer, we start by asking questions. We start by limiting our options. So today I'm going to give you 5 essential limitations to put on yourself when beginning a project. 1, you must tell a story. What's the story being told here? 2, you must build the scale properly. And what's the composition size? Everything's got to be framed up, built within that size. 3, you must have a point of reference. Has the client included similar work that they like? Have you provided the client with a mood board? You got to know you guys are on the same page. 4, you must follow any client guidelines included. There could be a lot, there could be none. Are there brand guidelines? Does a logo have to be used? A certain font, a certain color palette? Is this going to be an animation or a poster? Is there legal copy that must be placed at the bottom of the video or at the end? And number 5, you must deliver this properly. Where's it going to be seen? Instagram or a billboard? CMYK or RGB colors? Is the audience waiting to click the skip ad button on YouTube after 5 seconds? Or are they thinking about changing the channel on television? Like, where is this going to be seen? What is the deliverable size? You know, the exact measurements, the pixels, DPI, is it going to be a GIF or an HD video, 4K, 8K, made into Instagram stories? Where is this going to be seen? Because that really limits how you make what you make. You should be able to see how these questions limit the options available to you as you prepare to begin. You know, print versus video is an obvious one. But even the duration of time the viewer could be seeing this piece will determine a lot about your deliverable. Clarifying limitations of the expected deliverable may be the most important thing a commission designer can do, so that you are on the same page as the client. I think at some level, all creatives love problem solving. Learning the limitations the client will set ahead of time then gives you problems to solve, and your attention can hone in on making solutions that work for each piece. You can't let your mind go wild with ideas, gathering up inspiration and planning solutions until you know the limitations that your design must fall within. This is where junior designers will waste hours because they didn't bother to research the limitations before beginning. Oh, you mean this is going to be an Instagram story design? Got it. So that's going to take this horizontal layout that I have and flip it vertically, and that changes everything, right? So do your homework first, and then you start strategizing. More on that in the next video.